Maggie made it a point to be active in her career and her time at Rutgers. She started early and she likes to manage everything by writing everything down. It is what gives her the room to do everything she wants. Hi, Maggie. Thank you so much for this interview.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It is a pleasure having you. Could you tell me about your career journey?
Yeah, for sure. So my career journey's been a little bit unique. So I actually had the opportunity to have my first internship in high school, my junior, going into my senior year in high school. I was 16 years old. In high school, I was a part of my high school's business and finance academy. So part of that is I had to have an internship between my junior and senior year. So I worked at Jenkinson's Boardwalk. I was a marketing intern, so I had the opportunity to work on several campaigns, work within the park. It was a really great opportunity, and it kind of set me up for success in
Right.
college. So my
So
next,
this
yeah,
is in the Point Pleasant area, right?
yep,
And
Monmouth County, like Ocean County, Point
and
Pleasant.
it has a very gorgeous beach.
Yes, yeah, that was definitely a big perk going to work at the beach every day, going to all the candy shops, all the food, but then also being able to work there. And then, one funny experience was I actually got to dress up as the shark for Shark Week and take pictures along the boardwalk and then, see little kids and hang out for the day on the boardwalk. So it was really cool.
I mean, bringing smiles to kids dressed as a shark. I mean, nothing beats that.
Yes, yeah, I think I made the Instagram, so that was fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And then I'm guessing after that you went to Rutgers, right?
Yes, yeah. So had my senior year of high school, I graduated. I went to Rutgers immediately after high school, did a 4-year bachelor's degree. And within that degree, I had the opportunity to have a few internships, a fellowship. So my first internship, or actually, let me say, but spring of 2020, my sophomore year, I was interviewing, applying to different places, and unfortunately, the pandemic hit. So that kind of put a roadblock in my interviews and trying to find an internship. But I'd actually worked closely with my professor, Professor Beal, which I'm sure many of you know, and expressed my interest to him that I wanted to get involved. I wanted to have an internship and still get that experience, even though I was fully remote, or the world was fully remote. So he actually connected me with one of his former students who had just started a marketing startup. It was called Delia Digital Marketing. So I worked closely with the founder, Mike Delia, for the summer and, supported some of his local clients in New Jersey. It was, a retro fitness, a different gym, a pet store. So I work closely with him, working with the clients,
Yeah.
developing content, writing content for the Instagram. So that was a really great first college internship, even though, like I said, the world was fully remote. And then after that, a few months after, I started I would say an internship with Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. It was through Scarlet PR, which is Rutgers on-campus public relations firm. So I was the lead account manager for that. I oversaw a team of 4 of us, worked closely with the marketing and communications team over at NJMS. Had the opportunity to, again, do a lot of content creation, writing for social media, working with platforms like Sprout Social. And then in addition to that, I got the opportunity to work on a lot of great campaigns. So Black History Month, Women's History Month. I worked directly with medical students, interviewing them, hearing their stories, sharing their stories. So that was a really great experience. It was my first time working in healthcare. That really instilled my passion for healthcare. I knew I was in the right major, healthcare comms, public relations. So that was great. And then shortly after that, I started my internship at AstraZeneca, which is a pharmaceutical company in Delaware. I
That's big.
worked there. Yeah, I loved it. I worked there for 3 months, fully remote. Commuting for over an hour would have been a lot. So that was a good thing that COVID brought.
Yeah.
I was an operations and communications intern on the biopharmaceutical medical information team. So working closely with my manager on presentation design, working closely with medical information managers, sharing scientific information with HCPs and doctors, and creating, those PowerPoints to help share that information. So that was, again, a really great internship experience. And shortly after, I think I got one weekend in between. My internship at AstraZeneca ended, and I started a 2-year fellowship at Johnson and Johnson. So I worked there for 2 full years through my senior year of my bachelor's program, and then I did a dual degree master's. So then the first year of my master's program, I worked in world headquarters, so I actually got to walk from campus every day to my fellowship. I sat on the global community impact team, now global health equity, as a corporate social responsibility fellow. So a lot of different experiences over the 2 years. I was fully immersed in the team, working on program management, internal communication, so overseeing our internal platforms, our websites, something called Viva Engage, which is like an internal Facebook platform, overseeing a program called One Young World, developing additional programs within the team. So overall, really, really great experience. I met a lot of people, networked throughout the fellowship. So that was great. After finishing my master's program and wrapping up the fellowship, I started a full-time job at J&J in our pharmaceutical division, which is called Innovative Medicine. I've been there almost a year now, which is crazy to say. I am a senior specialist in enterprise engagement and communication, so primarily focusing on internal comms, employee engagement, so overseeing our channel strategy, internal platforms, again, newsletters, emails, internal websites I lead, so metrics, reporting, finance communications, brand implementation communications. So it's been a great journey so far. Like I said, I can't believe it's my 1 year next month, but I'm excited to see where the rest of my career takes me.
I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun because you're basically managing internal communications and running an internal Facebook within Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, there's a lot of different groups, different pages. I oversee our J&J Innovative Medicine North America page specifically. So, marketing internal events happening for different therapeutic areas across the business, different programs and initiatives that my team leads. So it's been really great.
That does sound like a lot of fun. So you talked about some specific services, like Sprout. So I
Sprout
don't
Social.
Sprout Social, and some more I don't remember off the top of my head. But could you tell me about some skills that you developed in your
Yeah,
journey?
absolutely. So I touched a bit on Sprout Social, which is it helps schedule posts for social media. So for example, with New Jersey Medical School, I would pick the image, upload the title of the tweet or the LinkedIn post and the content. And I'd have the opportunity to schedule it for tomorrow at 10 a.m., next week at 10 a.m. or whatever time. So that was really great. It was a program I'd never worked with before. So getting experience with that. Canva, I touched on a lot. I've used that pretty much in every single role for different needs. For sure. And I mean, you're getting that hands-on experience within your internship, learning about these different platforms and programs and implementing it into the business you're working in. So those were really useful skills. Working closely, of course, with Microsoft Office. So, you know, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, SharePoint, OneNote, all of the things within Microsoft. I use those in my daily life. But in addition to those technical skills, I've also developed, a lot of communication skills, verbal and written, presentation skills, how to conduct myself within a meeting, program management, project management, working closely with stakeholders. So yeah, a lot of different skills within my several internships, fellowship, my full-time role now. So
That sounds, I mean, those skills bring a lot of value to the workplace, especially
yeah,
because, they deliver, they make work easier and
exactly.
they make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So could you tell me about how networking has benefited you personally?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been networking for as long as I can remember. So I know I mentioned in the beginning, I was a part of Wall High School's Business and Finance Academy. So at the age of 14, I was working with local professionals, had a LinkedIn profile. I had the opportunity to shadow local businesses, have an internship, volunteer within my community, meeting different people, and all these factors. So it's been a long time. So that really helped me when I got to college. So being a communication major, as many of you know listening, at entry level or first year classes, I should say, 300, 400 students, huge lecture halls. It can be very intimidating, especially like 17, 18, 19 years old. But even networking within my classes, talking to my peers, getting to know my professors, going up and saying, "Hi, I'm Maggie, nice to meet you," putting a name to the face. They know who I am, not just like a name on the canvas or the blackboard. Class. So That's definitely have been networking within school, getting involved within clubs. I was a part of a sorority in college. I was on in my sorority, I was the Panhellenic delegate for 2 years. So networking across Greek life was huge for me. Got to meet a lot of different people.
I'm not surprised because of how communicative, like your leadership skills are pretty strong. So I mean,
Oh, thank you.
well
Yeah,
earned.
sorry, go ahead.
You earned it well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, but in addition to my sorority, I was a part of the Public Relations Student Society. I was the president of that my senior year, a part of Scarlet Public Relations. So I was on the e-board my junior year. I had worked with clients, networking there, networking within my internships, of course. When I was at AstraZeneca in the internship program, we had mentors. So my mentor had introduced me to a lot of people across the business from marketing, communications, sales, finance, talked to a lot of people in 3 months. And then at J&J, this has definitely been my biggest experience with formal networking. So when I started my fellowship, so some background information, my fellowship has been in existence since 1991. So 30 years in
Oh,
the making. A lot of different fellows have come out of this program. And within my 6 months in the role, I went to Dr. Bizdak, which I'm sure some of you know. I reported directly into, so my manager reported into Dr. Bizdak. So I had gone to him, he leads the program, and I said, I would love to meet other fellows, whether they're still at J&J, whether they're still working in the field of public relations or communications external to J&J. If you could connect me with them, I'd love to, set up a 30-minute conversation, hear their stories, see where life has taken them. So I met a lot of people at J&J that way. So I'd had initial conversations with some people. They introduced me to more people and more people. And I just really grew my network. I added them all on LinkedIn. I tried to stay in touch. Um, so networking has been critical. And, even being in a full-time role, I'm still getting to know a lot of the communication professionals on my team. So, setting up monthly connects or chatting with people and getting to know what they do and what they do in their role. So I would say never stop networking. You get to meet new people, learn what they do, and you never know where it could lead you.
absolutely. I mean, you bring a big network and you connect with a big group of people. I mean, you never know what the possibilities are.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So, for the final part of this interview, I would like to ask what advice you would give to students at Rutgers or students at Sky.
Yeah, yeah. So I graduated 2022 with my bachelor's, 2023 with my master's. So I've only been in the real world for a short time now, but some advice I'd love to give is just get involved. There's so many opportunities at Rutgers University to join clubs, join Greek life, meet people, gain that leadership experience. Being a part of different clubs, sitting on their e-boards, getting to meet people. I would say that's huge. Um, Staying organized, I think, was critical for me as when I was my senior year at Rutgers, I was working at J&J. I had a full class load, 5, 6 classes on 3 different e-boards. So staying organized was like the biggest thing for me to help me succeed. So having a physical written planner, having a Google Calendar, just keeping your life in check because it can get overwhelming. There can be a lot going on, but that was definitely a big thing for me. Another thing that I found beneficial, which is kind of extreme, but like, before the semester starts, I'd always print out my syllabus, add them to my calendars, both my written calendar, my Google Calendar, I color code. So that's just me. But it definitely still helped me stay organized, like I said, with classes, extracurriculars, work, having
Yeah.
a social life, getting to see my friends and my family and still making time for that. So
I
that's
mean,
another thing I would say.
that's pretty cool because you're involved and you're in check with everything. It's
I
balanced.
tried to be.
I mean, if you can't, you just tell them as like, hey, couldn't do this, XYZ popped up. But it does make perfect sense to being organized and, being as involved as you can.
Yeah, yeah. You're only at Rutgers for 4 years, and it sounds like a long time, but I'm sure everyone has told everyone this. It flies by. So get involved, meet the people, do the things, and you won't regret it.
Absolutely. Well, that sums up my questions. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad we finally got to do this, and I'm excited I got to share my story.
It's a very fun story. I truly,
Thank you so much.
thank you.